on the news tonight. President Muhammadu Buhari is in Glasgow, United Kingdom, to attend conference on climate change. Federal government kicks off ecological intervention works to address infrastructure and ecological challenges in the state. Plus, 130 Battalion Nigerian Army Ogoja embarked on free medical outreach to some host communities. Details shortly. Good evening and welcome to Nta Calabar News at 7. I am Ode Alenyo, and now the news in detail. United Kingdom Prime Minister Boris Johnson has set the stage for world leaders to make history by taking the needed action to accelerate the fight against climate change. At the Leaders Summit in Glasgow, world leaders including President Muhammadu Buhari will make presentations to the COP26 climate conference on their bold ambition to reduce carbon emission. Onenge Fine-Face reports that over 120 world leaders are attending the conference. The reports.
The 6 years since Paris Agreement have been the 6 hottest years in history, and even in the best scenario of climate action, temperature will rise above 2 degrees.
If working apart, we are force powerful enough to destabilize our planet, surely working together, we are powerful enough to save it.
Hosted by the United Kingdom with support from Italy, the Leaders Summit at COP26 is a significant, symbolic and impactful opportunity to put climate action on the global stage.
But we have the opportunity and we have the duty to make this summit the moment when humanity finally began, and I stress began, to defuse that bomb. And to make this the moment when we began irrefutably to turn the tide and to begin the fight back against climate change.
The overall target is for world leaders to put forward high-level ambition towards securing global net zero and keeping 1.5 degrees in reach.
Enough of brutalizing biodiversity. Enough of killing ourselves with carbon. Enough of treating nature like a toilet. Enough of burning and drilling and mining our way deeper. We are digging our own graves.
Leaders are also expected to commit to adapting to protect communities and natural habitats, as well as mobilize climate finance. Onenge Fine-Face, Nta News.
One of the desires of President Muhammadu Buhari is to ensure that critical infrastructure and ecological challenges in Nigeria are addressed. The erosion control project in Cross River State, with intervention works ongoing at the project site, are visible testimonies of the federal government while ensuring that people of the area and the entire business environment are safe. Udwak Etum complete the reports.
Risk of erosion and its impact on people as well as the environment, especially in Nigeria, necessitated the intervention of the federal government through the Ecological Project Office to address these challenges. Cross River State is not left out, as the erosion control project at the Calabar Free Trade Zone is yielding results based on the ongoing intervention work at the site to ensure that the entire business environment is safe for investors to thrive. For the host communities of Ikoransa and Esogutan, the project will go a long way to improve the health and general well-being of the people as youths are engaged in the project.
We have seen that over 40-50% of our youth are already here working, and it therefore means that has also solved the problem of insecurity in our town. We thank God for this project.
The project, which is not below the acceptable standard according to the contractor, is progressing at between 25 to 28% with concrete works and soil conservations. While inspecting the ongoing project, Director Pollution Control Ecological Project Office Clinton Igwe and his team are calling on the host communities and the contractors to work harmoniously for the speedy execution of the project. He, however, expressed satisfaction on the level of work done so far at the site.
I am pleased to say that the contractor has lived up to his billing and the considerations given in selecting him. We've seen a lot of preparatory work on. In fact, they've already delved into the main job itself. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the job so far. So in the next couple of months, I expect they should be out of sight.
So far, we have done mobilization. We have mobilized equipment. We have mobilized materials. At the same time, we have gone further, looking at the weather constraint to start a critical part of the project, which is the retaining walls. So it's a very major key project to help investors to come more to Calabar and invest.
The erosion control project is expected to be completed in 2022. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News.
A 21-story building under construction collapsed at Gerrard Road, Lagos. Scores are reportedly trapped under the rubble.
Get on, get on. 1 hour, never see through my phone. Don't worry, don't worry. We are doing it inside this building for over many hours, 2 hours, and that's what should happen. We both come from this day and
I just spoke to the man driving this. Wait, you don't have information. I spoke to the man driving the excavator.
In line with the scheduled activities for the ongoing exercise Still Water, 130 Battalion Nigerian Army Ogoja had conducted free medical outreach to some Ogoja communities. The outreach was held at RCM Primary School, Utanga, Obanli Kuluku Government Area, Cross River State on 30th October 2021. In her remarks, the chairman of Obanli Kuluku Government Area, Mrs. Margaret Inde, who received the commanding officer and members of the medical outreach team in appreciating the Nigerian Army for this laudable initiative, say this kind of gesture is the first of its kind at Utanga community. She admonished the indigents of Utanga to take advantage of this opportunity for the overall benefit of their health. The commanding officer, Major Farouk Umar, noted that the medical outreach was part of the civil military cooperation program with the ongoing exercise Still Water. The aim was also to strengthen relationship between the military and the host community and to build synergies and assist in information gathering on security threats around the community. The paramount ruler of Obanli Kuluku Government Area, Dr. Amos Item, in appreciation, assured the Nigerian Army of the traditional rulers' support when necessary. The medical services rendered to members of the community includes health awareness, health talk, medical examination, disbursement of drugs, dental checks, free eyeglasses, among others. Fundamental human rights is the bedrock of every democratic society. Over the years, human rights activists have maintained that development cannot be complete without the rights of citizens given full protection against abuses and violation. How often do Nigerians seek for redress in case of violation of their fundamental rights? Clement Baruki sought answers for this and more.
My rights have been violated, but every time my rights is being violated, I follow the normal due process of constitutional jurisprudence by going to court to seek a redress and to be sure that I get back that which is my rights.
Mr. Major Sylvester is abreast with the constitutional right he has, first as a Nigerian, and knows what next to do whenever such rights are being threatened. Others may not be like Mr. Sylvester, and in such cases, it will take the intervention of another to have such human rights violation addressed.
Learn to speak out, seek redress wherever you can. There are different agencies, the Human Rights Commission is there.
If individuals will learn to respect a fellow human right, it will help us.
I think it's left for government to do something about it.
Nigeria, being a member state of the United Nations, is responding to the recommendations of the Vienna Declaration and Program of Action adopted at the World Conference on Human Rights in Vienna, Austria in 1993. One of such responses is the National Action Plan for the Promotion and Protection of Human Rights 2021 to 2025. Some activists are optimistic that the action plan, if properly followed, will identify steps whereby the country can improve the protection and promotion of human rights. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
You are watching news reaching you live from the studio of Nta Calabar. You can watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/NTA Calabar. We'll go on a break. We'll be back shortly. Joint troops of Operation Handi Kai in the northeast have eliminated more than 37 Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists. A statement by the Director Army Public Relations Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu indicates that the terrorists were neutralized by airstrike conducted by the air component of Operation Handi Kai, leading to the destruction of gun trucks and criminal camps. Troops conducting exercise Golden Dawn Sect 3 have foiled an attempted kidnap and robbery of Most Reverend Augustine Okoma at the Olu Diocesan Catholic Secretariat, BSC Road, Olu, Imo State. The troops, in response to a distress call at about 2:30 on Sunday, 31st October 2021, swiftly moved to the scene, forcing the assailants to take to their heels, thereby abandoning their mission. The bishop, the secretary, and assistant secretary are safe and unhurt. According to the Director Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu says the troop will continue to deny freedom of action to members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Eastern Security Network, and other criminal gangs operating within the sector, especially as the election in Anambra State draws nearer and during the Yuletide season. Members of the public are advised to report suspicious movement of criminals as well as hideouts of the unlawed IPO ESN to law enforcement agencies, as the group is only out to intimidate, steal, and kidnap law-abiding citizens for ransom. Television undoubtedly remains one of the most important medium of information dissemination. At Debola Brooklyn Sunday, and this report chronicles the journey towards this invention in the world. The first terrestrial broadcast signals in Africa occurred on October 31, 1959 in Nigeria.
Television is no doubt one of the most modern mass media, which historically the invention dates back to 1839 with its first public demonstration in 1927 by a 21-year-old American, Philo Farnsworth. As the giant of Africa in 1959, even before its independence, Nigeria took the lead in terrestrial TV broadcasting in southwestern parts of the country with the name Western Nigerian Television Service in Ibadan, which transformed to the largest TV network in Africa, the NTA.
It was eventually consummated in 1977 when the decree was promulgated, bringing into being the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
Broadcasting through this all-important and dynamic invention began in Nigeria ahead of Malaysia, Singapore, Jamaica, North Korea, and Canada. In Africa, Algeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Senegal launched their TV stations in the 50s, with other countries following. The technology has continued to change as it moves from analog black and white era to colored and then to digital system, giving viewer good output as a result of quality image and sound that creates a resounding experience.
Before, no government found it easy to give license to citizens because of the fear of the unknown. There is that phobia. But here come a time where citizens are now applying and all the due diligence are observed, and they are being able to acquire a license. I think it's a watershed in our history. It's a major milestone.
Today, broadcasting the world over is transiting from the usual TV box to mobile devices.
We are presently on a lot of platforms, wherever you are, even right here. If you have a strong internet, you can watch NTA.
This transformation has significantly enabled citizens' contribution to broadcasting through the social media. However, this comes with a major challenge: fake news.
As a journalist, there is need for you to verify, to cross-check your facts before you go on air. Do not be carried away by sentiment.
We are concerned with the level of insecurity in the country, and the media has a critical role to play.
National Broadcasting Commission, as the regulator in Nigeria, wants traditional media outfits to always verify stories before they broadcast, especially those sourced from the social media, to avoid breaching the broadcasting code. Adebola, Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
Rising the next generation of vibrant, intellectually mobile and visionary youthful leaders from Cross River State to operate the political space in the state dominated discourse at an extraordinary stakeholders engagement meeting of the Cross River State chapter of the National Youth Council of Nigeria. Erika Ivi reports that the meeting also strategized on achieving lofty aspirations of the youth aimed at developing national polity.
The stakeholders meeting is to interface and deliberate on issues affecting the youths in the state, as well as encourage active and positive participation in politics. It is the view of participants at this meeting, therefore, that the creation of political consciousness and the registration of voters ahead of the 2023 general election are appropriate.
Have come to an agreement that will allow power roll back to where it started in 1999. It is a thing of conviction that it is best for our generation. It is a thing of conviction that it is best for the generation that will come even after now.
The Youth Council is a generational organization, and as we move, the next generation will come in. For us to set the pace for the next generation coming after us to join and to follow will key into the agenda of moving into the South.
Some stakeholders at the meeting are also suing for integration, while advocating the power shift from the north to the south, beginning from the grassroots.
The youth of Cross River State goes back to south, and it's a no-go area.
I would want to say that for the governorship issue, I have no doubt.
Chairman Cross River State Youth Council of Nigeria, Comrade Danubo, says the council has the mandate to check the political drawing board to choose a dependable and formidable candidate who will run in 2023 to further the state and country.
We're interested in who governs us in 2023. And so the first thing we need to do was identify which direction we are going to get someone to govern us from.
In every generation, we have those that are in the field. We have those that strategize. We have those that also do the collations. And these are all young men. But at the end of the day, we do the work and then take it to them.
It is hoped that there will be an increased youth participation in politics as democracy grows. In Calabar, Erika Ivi, NTA News.
And finally, a recap of the top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived Glasgow, United Kingdom, where he is expected to highlight key priorities and action to tackle climate change aimed at achieving the Paris Climate Agreement. The federal government has commenced erosion control project in the state to address critical infrastructure and ecological challenges in the state. It was also in the news that as part of its social responsibility, 130 Battalion Nigerian Army Goja has embarked on free medical outreach to its host communities at Utanga, Ubani, Olugu government area of the state. That's it on our news tonight. From me is good night.